Dominik Mysterio names funniest member of WWE roster. Hello guys. Welcome to my channel. I am Elena. Have a nice day. For the latest news update, please subscribe the channel and press the bell icon. WWE Intercontinental Champion Dominik Mysterio has named who he believes is the funniest member of the WWE roster. Dominic has now spent 5 years as part of the WWE roster, with him interacting with many stars, including some of the very top stars in the company. Speaking to Adam's Apple, Dominik Mysterio was asked who on the current WWE roster he considered to be the funniest member of the roster. Dominic named several names, including both Jimmy and Jey Uso, as well as Solo Sikoa, but ultimately named Otis as his #1 choice. I'd probably go with Otis. Dozer's a pretty funny guy. Either one of the USOs. Solo's pretty out there. I could keep going on with names, but I'd probably say Otis is my top for sure. Otis made his return to the ring at the AAA Triple Mania event earlier this month, where he was a part of the Copa Bardal match to kick off the show, which was won by the also returning Omos. Dominic will defend the Intercontinental Championship against AJ Styles. On next week's episode of Raw in Paris, Dominik Mysterio pinned by 40-year-old star in a non-title match. After SmackDown goes off the air in what could be considered a huge upset, the current Intercontinental Champion Dominik Mysterio was pinned by a 40-year-old top WWE star after SmackDown went off the air. There were 2 dark matches after SmackDown, which ended with Sami Zayn becoming the United States Champion for the first time ever. In the first of 2 dark matches, the New Day's Kofi Kingston, Xavier Woods lost to former Raw Tag Team Champions, the War Raiders. The second match of the night saw the 40-year-old Raw star Penta defeat Dominik Mysterio in a non-title match via a small package. Because it's a non-title match, Penta isn't the new Intercontinental Champion. Fans got to see a title change with Sami Zayn, and the attendees for the upcoming Raw after Clash in Paris could witness Dominik Mysterio losing the Intercontinental Championship as he has been booked to face AJ Styles in a huge rematch from SummerSlam 2025. This time, AJ Styles will have the full force of the crowd in Paris behind him as he will be a huge favorite against Dirty Dominik Mysterio, who has now completed 4 months as the Intercontinental Champion. It quote, "Going to be interesting to see what lies ahead for Dirty Dom, and where Penta possibly fits into it all. Had this happened on television, then Penta would most certainly be in line to get an Intercontinental Championship match. However, if AJ Styles ends up winning, he still could be next in line. This past week on Raw, Penta lost to former WWE Champion Kofi Kingston in what some considered a big upset. If AJ Styles beats Dominic, there's also the possibility that Dirty Dom focuses on AAA and El Hijo del Vikingo, who has the AAA Mega Championship. Either way, the future looks exciting for the current Intercontinental Champion. Reason WWE is not bringing back Liv Morgan for special role. Reports Liv Morgan has been gone from WWE for a long time. There has now been talk about her returning. However, a report has discussed why this is unlikely and suggests that she would not return in a special role. There was a question on whether Liv Morgan could be brought back to WWE in a non-wrestling role. Fightful Select reported on the situation and said that the company had a special reason for not using injured WWE stars in non-wrestling roles. The report said that when a star is injured, WWE is able to freeze their deals for the time that they are out of the ring. On the other hand, if they are used in a non-wrestling role, then the contract continues on. Even if they are not wrestling but appearing in other capacities on screen, it would mean that their contract remains active. Should Morgan be brought back in a non-wrestling role, she would likely have a major role on screen. The report also said that WWE favors using huge returns after time away from the ring due to injuries. As moments for the superstars. Liv Morgan's injury has seen Roxanne Perez step up in the Judgment Day. With Liv Morgan injured in the middle of a really strong run, the Judgment Day was left hampered. However, Roxanne Perez, who appeared to be entering a feud with Morgan, stepped up in a big way instead. The star has taken over Morgan's position in the group after Finn Balor added her, convincing the rest of the Judgment Day to side with him in the decision. Before leaving, Morgan had talked about how Perez should not be part of the group, but it seems that those words were quickly forgotten. Perez has become a valuable part of the faction, representing them in matches and helping out Everyone WWE star turned producer reacts to Randy Orton's attack on WWE SmackDown. Drew McIntyre attacked Cody Rhodes a few weeks ago in a bid to make a bold statement. He wants the undisputed WWE Championship. Last week, in Rhodes' absence, the Scottish psychopath was ambushed by Randy Orton in a surprising move, although this was a long time coming. It goes back to McIntyre's return last month. He tried to stir trouble between Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes, pointing out the flaws in their friendship. That segment ended with Orton laying him out with an RKO. Drew McIntyre gingerly strolled into the LDLC arena with a smirk on his face. He taunted Michael Cole and Wade Barrett on commentary, mockingly asking about Cody Rhodes' whereabouts. The Scottish warrior looked around, searching for Randy Orton. The Viper's arrival did not stop McIntyre from citing provoking allegations about his friendship with Cody Rhodes. He headbutted Orton and attempted a claymore on Orton, who dodged and instead hit him with the draping DDT. An RKO later, security rushed in to prevent chaos. In typical Randy Orton fashion, he RKO'd some of the security personnel. Hurricane Helms responded to getting RKO'd by Randy Orton. While trying to prevent chaos on SmackDown, former WWE star turned producer Hurricane Helms was a part of the group. He was the last person left standing in the ring across from Orton. He gestured for the WWE star not to do anything rash, but ended up getting RKO'd with no remorse. After SmackDown, Helms reacted on X, highlighting the unfortunate incident on his trip to France. "I flew all the way to France and all I got was a RKO." Fans anticipated Randy Orton versus Drew McIntyre to be announced for Clash in Paris. The only last-minute addition to the premium live event was Wyatt Six defending the WWE Tag Team titles against the Street Profits. WWE missed out on a major Randy Orton opportunity for Clash in Paris. WWE overlooked a prime singles match by not booking Randy Orton and a fellow superstar at Clash in Paris. His Clash in Paris event on August 31st featured top matches like Seth Rollins defending his World Heavyweight Championship in a fatal four-way, John Cena versus Logan Paul, Roman Reigns versus Bronson Reed, and Becky Lynch versus Nikki Bella for the Intercontinental Women's title. Yet Randy Orton, who electrified Lion on the August 29th edition of SmackDown with his Voices theme, was nowhere to be seen. Drew McIntyre likewise went unbooked, leaving a prime singles match untouched. With Cody Rhodes still absent, WWE had a clear opening to reignite the Orton-McIntyre rivalry in front of an enthusiastic Paris crowd. Orton's history in Europe is unmatched. His tag team street fight at Backlash France saw the arena chant every lyric of Voices, an accolade rarely given by US audiences. Putting him against McIntyre would have delivered a show stealer. Both men possess star power and credibility to headline anywhere, and Clash in Paris was the perfect stage buy overlooking Orton for singles competition. WWE underused its roster and missed a moment that could have driven viewership and social media buzz. Here's the final match card of Clash in Paris. The unmatched reception by the French crowd. During last year's Backlash event, the crowd was on another level in terms of energy and enthusiasm. Singing every wrestler's theme, counting the pinfall, and chanting during promos, Michael Cole and Pat McAfee both accepted being useless in such a verbal crowd. The highlight of last year's event was AJ Styles. His entrance, his punches, his moves, anything and everything he did was enough for the fans to start chanting, "He is phenomenal." It was something that was never seen before, a very unique chant and way to greet the superstar. Even Styles was left out of the PLE match card, even though he is set to face Dominik Mysterio on Monday Night Raw for the Men's Intercontinental Championship.